Hello, and welcome to Marriage Unchained, the art of one flesh, where saving marriages, saving families, and saving souls is the flavor of the day. Now, let's join our host and author of Marriage Unchained, Catholic Alpha Radical, Jerry Jacobs Jr.
Welcome to Catholic Alpha Radical Live, where I help you fix your Catholic marriage. I've coached and helped hundreds of men in their marriages, and now I want to help you. Call 313-RADICAL now. That's area code 313-RADICAL, and ask me anything on tough marital issues, such as what to do when she's asked for divorce, what to do when you have a mutual agreement of separation but you didn't want it, what to do when your wife is cold and distant, what to do when your wife is having an affair, what to do when your marriage is bad, boring, lukewarm, and passionless, what to do when you engage in a marital embrace less than once a month, what to do when you sleep in separate bedrooms, what to do when she has left the home with or without the children, what to do when you're divorced but didn't want it. Call 313-RADICAL. That's area code 313-723-4225. That's area code 313-723-4225. Again, call 313-RADICAL right now for answers to intimacy problems, communication problems, prayer and spiritual warfare problems, authentic masculinity problems, aka how to man up. So, sit back, relax, take a chill pill, and get ready to rock. But don't duck. Can you feel it? Catholic Alpha Radical coming at you now. Hello, and welcome to Catholic Alpha Radical Live, the podcast that helps you fix your Catholic marriage while also giving you winning tactics for marriage problems, girlfriend problems, and intimacy problems for men. Moreover, where my main mission is to keep you out of divorce court, and where Marriage Unchained, the art of one flesh, divorce combat coaching is the flavor of the day, while also helping men understand marriage and courting, not dating, in the Catholic faith. Why? Because dating is for sex and courting is for marriage. In this 88th episode, Menopause and the Marital Embrace, what every husband should know to reignite her desire, take 2. Plus, live phone calls answering your marriage and crisis questions. So get in the queue, 313-723-4225, or call in using your browser at callinstudio.com/radical1. And that way you can get some resolution to your marriage confusion. All right. So we are back. And we are going to do our Catholic Alpha quote of the day, which is not showing up. Man, we having problems today, y'all. So here we go. Let me scoot that over there. So, quote of the day. To be an infallible lover, the first thing you must recognize that sex is and must always be holy. It must make you holy. It must make your beloved holy. It must lead you to him who is holy. End quote. Gregory J. Popcak, PhD, Catholic marriage therapist and author. I've helped hundreds of men in their marriages. Allow me to help you in yours. Get live Catholic marriage help Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, for some resolution to your marriage confusion. All right, all right. We are having feedback problems and I'm trying to deal with it. But guess what we're going to do? We're going to move on with the show because I'm getting frustrated and I never get frustrated because this stuff is the way it is. So let's get going. Now, what we are up to today is the question of the day is why should menopause be important to husbands? Oh man, that's a big one. Big one. So that's why we have our menopause expert again on today. And that being said, so to better understand the reason husbands should understand menopause is to better understand what is going on when she is moody, irritable, and complains of depression. You can know how to help her. That's number one. Also, if she complains about the pain of making love, if her desire for intimacy is low or non-existent, if her decision making is very emotional or irrational, how her loss of hormones is affecting her, the marriage problems menopause can cause, and of course, the big one, having a knowledge of menopause can help you learn how to deal with and support your wife at this stressful and mysterious time. So, that being said, after the break, we're going to get more into it, and I'm going to introduce our speaker, and we are going to really rock this today, y'all. So, let's do this. If you're getting value from this podcast and would like more personal marriage help, visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an opportunity to work with me personally for free. Yes, within 30 days, learn how to become a better husband that attracts your wife back to you. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com and get a plan tailored specific to your marriage and situation. I've helped hundreds of men in their marriages. Allow me the chance to help you using my personal and gained experience. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for superior coaching for your marriage. Again, SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com. That's SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com to become the man God created you to be and the husband your wife needs. Lastly, I always get the question, why don't you help women? And I always answer them, I do. So, for all of you beloved wives out there that want to reignite that feeling of emotional closeness and complete love from your hubby, consider marriage coaching and visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an improved marriage within 30 days. All right. We are back with our guest today, Mary Kathleen.
Okay, say something.
And as you see, she is here in all her splendor. So with that being said, let's get started. So, babe, Mary Kathleen is my wife, as you guys know from our first interview, and who I talk about all the time. And so what I would like to do is tell you a little bit about her and how she's deeply involved in the church. She's done all kind of things in the past as far as her main thing was the abortion walks and pro-life ministries and things like that. And she also helped with me do conferences and stuff like that. So she's deep in what's going on. So with that being said, we're going to talk about menopause today and how it hurts women and what we can do to understand it and to better make it better for women, and also, but more importantly, not just women to understand, because women for the most part don't understand, but they do have experienced it, and men, we really don't know anything at all. So we're going to kind of take off from our last show, and I'm going to ask her some questions and we're going to get going. So hey babe, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Fine. I know this is. I know. What we're gonna do is I want to ask you some things and try to be open and be honest. Like we were last time. Because I know at first when you start getting interviewed, it's like you're kind of quiet at first, but as we get into it, boom, you're gonna take off. All right. So the first thing I wanted to ask is, what are the symptoms of menopause? Let's review that for the fellas today.
Menopausal symptoms?
Yes.
Your period stops. You develop hot flashes and weight gain because you're losing your progesterone and estrogen, which are very powerful hormones and need a lot of energy. So if you don't change anything about your diet, or your exercise routine, it's an automatic 15 to 20 pounds. You're just going to gain it. Boom. Um,
So when you say diet,
Irritability.
when you say diet, like what do you mean change your diet?
If you keep eating like you've been eating, no matter if you're on the standard American diet, if you're on the keto diet, if you're on a carnivore diet, if you're on a paleo diet, if you're on a Mediterranean diet, if you're on Weight Watchers, it doesn't matter. You're going to gain 15 to 20 pounds
So how do you
because you're
stop?
losing your estrogen and your
So,
progesterone.
so can you stop that?
Pardon?
You said you're going to lose 15 or 20 pounds. You're going to gain 15
Oh,
or
no,
20
you're going to
pounds.
gain it. You're going to gain it
Oh,
because you're losing your
okay.
hormones. I'm sorry.
No, I thought you said gain, but I got confused there for a second.
No, no. I mean, I might have said that, but it doesn't matter. You're going to gain 15 to 20 pounds
So
because,
no matter what you do as a woman.
nope, nope. Because you're losing the estrogen and progesterone, which uses a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy to carry another human being. And so every month your body is preparing itself to carry another human being, a baby. So when you lose the ability to carry another human being, you lose the energy that those hormones gave you to carry another human being. Then you're gonna get fat.
Oh,
It's just gonna happen.
so I should tell so the fellas. One of the things we should be talking about is looking for our wife when she gets starts getting in the menopause. She gonna get fat.
Well, and
I'm
you'll see you'll you'll see the change in teenage girls. If you see a girl that was chubby, and then all of a sudden when she's 15, 16, 17 years old, she seems to be slim. Well, that girl didn't change anything. The only thing that changed is now she can carry another human being.
Oh wow.
So those hormones have kicked in and made her slimmer. So when a woman my age loses the ability to carry another human being, I get fat. You know, around our belly, we lose our figure.
Oh wow. I didn't know that. Now see, I
So
didn't know
your
that one.
abdomen, yeah, your belly gets fat.
So what are some more?
Unless you change. So
No, go
Pardon?
ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, well, our belly gets bigger. You know, so we have to eat less. I don't know about the moving more part, but we do have to make some dietary changes. So you'll see women in their 40s and 50s begin to gain weight, and you'll be thinking, dang, what happened to her? Well, menopause has happened to her. That's what's happened. So if you look at our friends and our friends' children and family members too, you'll see a change in the teenage girls that were chubby. They seem to be getting slim. And the women who were kind of slim are getting kind of fat. And the fat ones are getting fatter. And I guess it's not a politically correct way of talking, but that is
Hey,
what happens.
I was just joking, but it's funny. I mean, sometimes it's hard to. I don't even try to be politically correct because, first of all, it's a waste of time because you're never going to say anything that's right. Everything you say is going to be wrong anyway, and I just don't roll like that. So, anyway, what are some other symptoms? You said you're going to lose your menstrual cycle. You're going to you're going to gain weight, and then what is something else is going to happen to their wife?
Well, you get irritable, cranky, hot flashes are a big thing for me. Um, they're not fun by any means. And as I said on the show before, I was on hormone replacement therapy, which helped the sex drive a little, but really took care of the hot flashes, which I'm sweating at night now. I'm hating it. I'm offering it up. But I had to quit hormone replacement therapy because it went from $25 a month to $463 a month. So
Woo!
yeah, well, I mean, I think it's worth $500 a month to not have hot flashes. But my economy is like, well, we don't know where you can get that from.
So you said so the hormones. So because that's one of the questions later, but we're on it now. So you said the hormonal therapy it only helps the sex drive a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Nothing is going to bring it back except a miracle from the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
Other than that, it's not going to be what it was because I don't have the estrogen and the progesterone anymore. It's
Okay.
really low.
And
And
so,
the replacement therapy, there's lots of things you can do with it and tweak it and all that. I have to live. I have to go to work. There are things I have to do. So, it was very high on my priority list, but $463, it had to go down some. I mean, I can live with the hot flashes. It's not fun, but it is a cross. But the one thing I did not talk about on the last show, which is something I want to talk about on this show, was memory loss. I forgot. I forgot about the memory loss. And the memory loss is a real, real thing. I mean, not that I had an incredible memory before, but my memory loss scared me so much a few years ago that I'd asked the doctor to give me a cognitive test because I really thought that I was going into dementia. My sister, as you know, passed away in 2015 of MS, and the MS attacked her frontal lobe, which gave her dementia. And what was scary about it was, I mean, she knew she knew she had dementia, but my sister was a very surly person.
Yes, she
She was
was.
cranky.
So y'all, hold up. When we say surly, we mean for real surly. Like she was. Hey, I loved her. She loved me, and she loved the kids. But that girl walk in the house, boy. she, what you want? What you doing? What you
Yeah, she was quite the crank and hard
Yep.
to deal with.
Yep.
But when she developed dementia, she became a very sweet person,
Yes, she did.
which was very scary. I mean, it was nice to see the pleasant side of my sister Jennifer, but it was kind of frightening at the same time. So having her pass away and seeing the changes that had gone on with her dementia, I mean, the boys, Jericho, our younger two boys, I was homeschooling them, and my forgetfulness was scaring them. They would tell me, "Mom, what's wrong with you?" So anyway, I didn't connect it to menopause at the time. I just knew that I was feeling like I was going kind of crazy, and so when I
You know,
asked the doctor to give me, were you saying something?
you know what I was gonna say? Thinking back, man, we were all saying, man, your memory, like we thought you were playing at first. We did. We thought you were like joking around. And then I remember I started to take it serious, like, man, she is like something's wrong with her. But you know what? Now it ain't like that. The last couple of years or whatever, I forgot how long it's been. It might have been 3 or 4 years. I don't remember how long it's been, but I do know now it's not your memory like it's like nothing like it was. But because it was very bad back then, because we all thought you were playing. We all thought, "Oh, she's just joking around with us." We did.
No, it was real. It was real, and it was real. And just think of being the person that's suffering that. It's and to be a person that's suffering it and not realizing you're suffering it. I mean, it was bad. So when I asked the doctor to give me, I said, "Is there a way I can get tested, see if I have dementia?" And she kind of looked at me funny. And she says, "Well, you know what day it is, don't you?" And I said, and I gave her the day. I knew who the president was and all that, and we laughed. She says, "Well, you seem kind of with it to me." I said, "Well, I really need, I really want to be tested to see if I have dementia." So she gave me a small 5 minute, 10-minute test because I guess it's a series of things you need to go through before you get into bigger and better brain scans or whatever. But
Uh
anyway,
huh.
so she gave me a test in the office and she told me I was fine, which,
I
okay.
remember that. I remember that. Okay.
Okay. So, but it was, and she didn't necessarily tell me it was menopause because I don't even think
She
I
knew.
knew I was in menopause at that time. But anyway, that was the brain fog. That was the problem. It
Wow.
was losing my female hormones. It was
Because
driving me
I,
nuts.
and like with men, when we lose our hormones,
the thing with us when men lose our hormones, it's kind of the same, but it's much different. Like the thing with us is like we just get very, very tired. We're tired a lot, and then of course when we lose our hormones, we can very easily get erectile dysfunction. Um, and so there are a lot of things that we can do to get over to help it. But we can talk about that later. But you said so the dementia, and so those are the main symptoms, though. Those things,
Well, memory loss
hot flashes, weight gain, and what's the other one you
and
said?
fatigue,
Mm-hmm.
irritability,
Mm-hmm.
irritability, irritability.
I know how to get over that. I know how to help you with that one.
But women are always changing, and
Yep.
the difference between boys and girls. I mean, we've raised four boys and one girl, and the one girl's changes is nothing compared to the four boys.
Man, hey, I say all the time, man, women, something always wrong with them. Come on, baby, let's go make love, baby.
Well,
Oh, something, no, no, something wrong. It's something hurting. My arm hurt, my leg, my toe hurt, my
I
left
wouldn't
side of my
say that
lobe
there's
hurt.
always something wrong with
Yes, it
us.
is. Oh my God. If I had 2,000 men on here right now and I asked them, they would all say, man, it's always something wrong with that woman. It's
Because we bring people into the world and it takes a lot.
Okay. All right, man. Okay, I guess I can let you have that one. Man, I'm telling you, I done had two wives, man. I had a young wife in the middle and two young wives, and I've had an older wife, a middle-aged wife, I mean. And
Watch
dude,
it.
there's always something wrong with y'all. Always, no matter what age you are.
Because we're married to you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I bring out the best in you. Uh, so okay. So one question I have is, what is the difference between a menstrual cycle and menopause? Like, what's the difference? Like, I know you said the symptoms of menopause, but like, how do you feel bodily wise and mentally wise when you're having your menstrual cycle compared to when you're in menopause? Does that make sense?
That is a very challenging question because I can't remember.
Dude, you're the menopause expert, man. You're supposed to know all this stuff. But you know what? When I wrote that question down this morning, I said she gonna say something crazy. I know she will. And guess what? You did not let me down.
I don't know. I had more energy. I was it hard to lose weight. I mean, it was hard, but it wasn't as hard. Had more energy. Wasn't as hard to lose weight, and had a fantastic, beautiful sex drive, which is all gone now. Well, not all gone, but you know,
Yeah.
not what it was. I'm not the girl I was.
So
I'm not. I am not the girl you married. You should argue with God about that.
I'm cool with it because I've been dealing with. Hey, I'm a professional menopause husband expert in how to deal with it now. So I don't even care now. But at first I was like, man, God, we gotta do something about this. What's up? Because the thing in my program, I get a lot of dudes 40 and over. I get dudes in their 30s and 20s. It's very rare I get somebody in their 20s. And every now and then I get somebody in their 30s, but mostly everybody in my program is 35 and over, 40 and over. And so that's why this is important to them because, even we don't like it when, well, because we get our feelings hurt, but we don't like it when we're turned down for sex. I mean, let's just be real about it. It causes resentment. It causes us to think, well, she don't love me. And then we get selfish. And then, of course, when we get selfish about it, it makes it worse. But we don't like it. Men, here's the thing. When it comes to sex, the marital embrace, the holy caress, whatever you want to call it, making love, whatever, men don't have a lot of confidence. I don't care if they Casanova. We really don't. And so when our wife doesn't want to make love to us, it's a hit to the ego real hard. Probably most of us don't even realize it, but it really is. So what would you advice you would give husbands on that?
Well, it's a tricky thing because if the wife doesn't have enough self-awareness that she's going through something, then she can't tell her husband. And men, you all are focused on, real specific things, like working, eating, going to bed. I mean, maybe sports, but
you can say it. You can say it. Look. It's no myth that men look. I think it was a study that like men think about sex like every 6 seconds or something like that. And it don't matter how old we are, neither.
Right.
Yep.
And if the wife doesn't realize it, it's hard, and I feel sorry for men in a way because you are in a no-win situation.
You sure
you
are.
Can't bring it up.
Because if you do, you're so selfish. That's why I don't give you none. Because you're so selfish. You always think about yourself. Always do.
I know. And then women don't realize, especially if her husband is selfish.
Hey man, I ain't selfish, man, no more. But
she doesn't really get the benefit or see the benefit of embracing. That's tricky. Another thing too that I also forgot is that, both my parents have passed away, but a lot of women my age still have parents and may still have a kid or two at home. So with the pressures of taking care of the house and the kid or kids and husband, cats and dogs, and then your parents who are having challenges too.
Yep.
I mean, that is double duty on double duty and working full time, and it's a lot to take on. And if you're going through menopause and memory fog and exhaustion, and you don't know what's going on with you, and so no one else knows what's going on with you because you can't explain it. It's tough for girls. It is tough for old girls like me. It's tough.
Well, and that's why one of the things I really start to push lately, which I pushed it a little bit before, but really this year I have started to really push it with all the guys, that you must start thinking about the relationship from your wife's point of view as well as your point of view. Because you don't really want to overdo it. I mean, you want to, as a man, you want to be a little bit, want to be a little bit happy, a little bit okay. But you have to look at the relationship from your wife's point of view and yours. And one of the things that we talk about is, dudes, you have to prepare your wife to make love outside the bedroom. So, conversation, going for walks, going on date night, hugging, kissing, caressing, sitting next to her watching movies, holding hands. I mean, all these gifts, all these things, you make love to her outside the bedroom, because I don't care how old your wife is, if she's 18 or 99, all men have had this problem. This happened to us. We're in the bed, we're making love to our wife, and she ain't there. And you be thinking, well, darn, what am I doing wrong? Because you can tell when your wife is present and when she ain't. And then years ago, it clicked. Me and you were in the bed, we were ready to make love and stuff, and you was like, okay, now I gotta go take care of the kids, and I gotta go to the store, and I gotta clean up this house, the dishes, and I gotta go see my mother and my sister and my brother. And I was like, oh my God, revelation. It hit me at that time. This was many years ago. Okay, I ain't prepping her right. So I gotta make sure all that stuff is taken care of. If I gotta help, whatever I gotta do. And you got to make, if she got a lot going, so if your wife, the key to this, if your wife got stuff going on at that point and you trying to make love, you're going to get disappointed because if she's got all this stuff on her mind, she's not thinking about it. Is that true or not, babe? You can go ahead. Be honest.
Repeat the question.
I ain't going to repeat it. See, I ain't going to repeat it because I know you know it's the truth. You just don't want to admit it. You know it's the truth. You don't want to hurt my feelings. That's how I hurt my feelings. I'm a grown man. I can take it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, the outside the bedroom is very important because when there's no outside the bedroom, it's only the bedroom. Well, and then you're in the stage of life, it is not on your mind. I mean, you got grandkids to pick up, and you got to remember to buy toothbrushes, and gardening projects, and got to go to mass and pray your rosary, and lots of things.
Yeah, but that's my whole point. So, like, let's talk about that more because this show is called this episode is called the Menopause and the Marital Embrace, and believe it or not, everything that you're going through affects the marriage. It affects the sex life. It affects outside the bedroom. It affects the way we communicate and deal with each other for that amount of time. And so that's my point. Like, if let's say a wife is deep in menopause, or just start, it doesn't matter. What are your suggestions to her because her husband, he don't really know this. He really don't know, right? He really don't know about the stuff that we're talking about. So that's why I'm having you be really specific because dudes, we need specificity. We need specificity, okay? So the question is, like, what can a woman do, like, to help her husband to be intimate with her, like, during menopause, like, outside the bedroom is what I mean. Uh-oh, you cutting out. Oh, man. Mary, sweetheart, I'm sorry. Somehow you're not. I can see you, but you're not talking. I can hear you. Hold on. Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Okay. Oh man, what happened? But your internet it says your internet's strong. Oh, that was a great question. See, I get a great question, finally get a good answer, and then this happens. Shoot. I don't even know what to do in this point. If you're frozen. I tell you what, babe, we're gonna go to a break, and then can you go ahead and like come in on your phone or something, and then that way that'll give us. Then we can. That'll probably help us. On your tablet, might not be something must be wrong with it or something. Well, let's just go ahead and take a break. I'm gonna take a break. Go ahead and maybe either go out of the room and come back in, and then we'll go from there. So y'all, I'm so sorry, but technology happens when you do stuff live. It's the way it works. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a break, and we will be right back. If you're getting value from this podcast and would like more personal marriage help, visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an opportunity to work with me personally for free. Yes, within 30 days, learn how to become a better husband that attracts your wife back to you. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com and get a plan tailored specific to your marriage and situation. I've helped hundreds of men in their marriages. Allow me the chance to help you using my personal and gained experience. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for superior coaching coaching for your marriage. Again, SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com. That's SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com to become the man God created you to be and the husband your wife needs. Lastly, I always get the question, why don't you help women? And I always answer them, I do. So, for all of you beloved wives out there that want to reignite that feeling of emotional closeness and complete love from your hubby, consider marriage coaching and visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an improved marriage within 30 days. If you're getting value from this podcast and would like more personal marriage help, visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com
All right,
for an
y'all.
opportunity.
Come in.
Here we go. We're going to try
and
to.
We'll be in the same. We'll be in the room.
I'm going to try
We'll
to
be
make
here
this
sitting
work.
together.
I don't know. It must be me.
Okay.
I'm doing something wrong, but I'm going to lose my listeners. I know it, and I'm so sorry, y'all. But, babe, can you hear me? Huh? You're not there. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. Come on in my office with me and sit. Yeah, I can now.
Can you hear me?
No, I'll tell you what, just come on in my office and we will sit here next to each other and finish this interview because it was going good. And I'll just kick you out. So thank y'all. I'm so sorry, but hey, like I said, this is how technology works. It was going great. I don't know what happened, but what we're gonna do, I'm gonna bring my beloved, and she's gonna sit right next to me so y'all can see her beautiful face, and probably not see me as good. But hey, it doesn't matter. We're gonna try to do this the right way. We're gonna talk out of one microphone and try to go from there. Other than that, so the subject question that we're gonna ask is like, what can a husband do? What can a husband do to help his wife? Well, no, not what. No, sorry. No, the question is, what can a wife do to encourage your husband to for intimacy, to help her during this time with intimacy, outside the bedroom, inside the bedroom, or whatever. So let me bring this. Yeah. All right. Oh, that ain't so bad. Is that can you talk, babe?
I can talk.
Okay. So if somebody is on comments or something, can you just say if you can hear my wife or not?
Can you hear me? Is anyone out there?
Yeah, they're out there. So somebody come on, do me a favor, comment so you can hear my. So I guess if nobody says that they can't hear you, I guess that's a good thing. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and finish this interview. And hey, either the camera just loves my wife so much. Look at that beauty. Look at that. So let's go ahead and get this started. So babe, so that being said, so let's go answer the question. The question is, how can a wife encourage, what can a husband do to help his wife in the intimacy area outside the bedroom, during menopausal times when she's first starting, when she's in the middle, whatever?
I'd say patience. It's a toughie because if the wife doesn't realize it, it's a no-win situation,
Roman Catholic gentleman says he can't hear you that well. So we're going to do... So come on in.
Well, do I need headphones?
No.
So everybody can hear me? If I wear headphones, can they hear me better?
There. He said a little louder, man.
Okay.
So
you guys, I just, Adam messed it up for you.
Adam.
It's just another cross because you got to be patient. That's the only thing you can do. And the poor wife, she doesn't know. It's all brand new, and everyone's menopause is different, just like everybody's pregnancy is different. Every pregnancy is different. So, the thing is, if the wife is going through menopausal changes, which we all will, because we only get a certain amount of eggs. A lot of hand holding and a lot of patience is all I can say. Because, like I said, I mean, I wasn't aware. I didn't know. And my mom passed away when I was 24. So I didn't have a close relationship with any women going through the changes. And I'm going to the doctor faithfully and, well, yearly. And we just, making the connection is just tough. It's just,
Okay, so here's the problem, gentlemen.
it's almost a no-win situation.
Okay, so fellas, here's the problem when you're talking to a woman that don't like talking about sex. Okay, so
I'm
I
not
can't get it
talking
out of you.
about
I
sex.
can't get it out of you. You don't
There's
understand.
nothing to say.
Yes, I asked you a question. I asked you a question 2 times.
All right, say it again.
So the question is, because the
Say it
guys
again.
want to know, it's important.
Say it again.
Well, wait a minute. Let me get it out. So, because dudes want to know, this is important to us. See, it's important to us because we don't like, men do not like not being able to please their wife. And if their wife is something wrong with her that's causing a lot of things to go on, he wants to know so that he can, like you said, be patient so that he could better take care of you, so that he can understand, so he can understand how to treat you, so that when we make love, you're enjoying it, I'm enjoying it, and everybody's happy. So the question is, fellas, did I set that up right, fellas? So the question is, if a wife is in menopause, what can her husband do? What can she do to encourage her husband to better, to better prep her for intimacy? Like, what are things that, that he could do outside the bedroom, not inside the bedroom? That's another subject for another day. But outside the bedroom, what can a husband do to be more intimate with his wife, to show, to prep for the inside the bedroom? Does that make sense? When in menopause. Because we know what to do for the most part when you're not in menopause, but in menopause is different because the sex drive is really, really low.
Yes.
So what can we do? Or if there's nothing that we can do, help us understand, help us brothers understand, us Catholic and Christian brothers, us Christian soldiers, to understand what we got to do.
Shoot, I don't know.
You know. Come on, babe.
Now, flowers help. Flowers are awesome. Notes and stuff. The thing is, it's all weird. I'm sorry, because it's new. And your woman's body changes and things hurt that didn't hurt before. And it's just like,
okay.
and then, and you can't. It's just tough because you could be in the thing, well, not the thing, the marital embrace, and you go, ouch! Well, that is a real turn on, right?
Yeah.
But if patience, date nights, flowers, almost back to the beginning of dating, I suppose.
So is there anything that we could do outside the bedroom to even get your mind on making love? And you've talked to other women too, so
I have tried. I've tried to talk to other women. I'm gonna tell you a little silly story. Last week, I work at a restaurant, and there's a woman in the restaurant that is kind of big, and she's very loud. She's not mean per se, but she does seem very mean.
Mm-hmm.
And all of us try to avoid her because we don't want to hear the rant. Because when she starts, she can't stop. But if you interrupt the rant, guess what? You get to hear the rant all over again. So anyway, she says to me, Miss Mary, did you put this can in this trash can? I said, no, I think it was Izzy. Oh, I know Izzy know better than this. I know Izzy know better than this. I better go talk to Izzy. So she goes talks to Izzy, and Izzy goes, no, it was Mary. And I said, oh, it was me? I really did that? Mm-hmm. And I start laughing because I don't take myself all that serious. Man, she goes, Miss Mary. I said, you know what, girl? It is my menopausal mind. If Izzy said I did it, and I completely forgot. I am so sorry, but guess what? I'm not doing that again. And so then I started talking about the menopausal mind, and she shut down. You know why? She going through it. She is. There's a couple of women in that kitchen that are going through the change. And anytime I bring it up, they all shut up. So now I bring it up and I talk about it openly. But that's not your question. Your question is, how can you get it? Well, the getting is not going to be getting like a got.
Lord help us. Help us, Lord. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to move on.
I'm sorry.
Because I don't want my dudes to be okay. So
just be gentle and patient.
Be right. I got it. Gentle and patient. I think it's more patient.
It's a cross. It's a cross.
Yeah.
It's a cross.
Yeah. So let me help the guys because they ain't. So basically, it's the same with men in menopause than it is with women on their menstrual cycle, younger women. And it basically comes down, like we're talking about, like if her mind's got a lot of things on her mind, then it's harder for her to have the marital embrace on her mind and to want to make love. So what we have to do is we have to, do things like you always hear me talking about holding hands, about going on walks, about, hugging her and kissing her and deeply and, on dates. And, it's things that we normally don't do because of we're things are on our mind, right? We're like what? We're like got to go to work. We're worried about the kids. We're worried about our job. If we're a business owner, we're worried about our business. And so that's kind of where you have to as a man, we have to force ourselves, like she said, to be patient outside the bedroom. And then once we do get there inside the bedroom, now remember, when a woman's in menopause, her libido is very, very low, which is basically what my wife is saying. Like, I don't have any desire like that. But you still have to do the things to get it on her mind. This week, he wants to make love tonight. Okay, he's been a good boy. So I'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and, we can go ahead, babe. Okay. That's the truth. And so basically, but
rubs, yes.
Foot rubs. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Roman Catholic gentleman. I'll put that comment up. Yes, foot rubs. But what I'm saying is, her libido is very low outside the bedroom, guys. But once you get her in and you start foreplaying and caressing and you're in the bed, then her drive comes back. She starts the feelings get that arises the feelings inside of her. So then you can have a normal sex session. But like you said, things like she said, then sometimes that hurts or this hurts. So that's why you got to understand penetration depths, what you can and can't do. That's her breast, they hurt when you pinch them now as a menopausal lady. When you on her clitoris, her skin is very thin, so that can hurt if you use your hand and things like that. So you have to be so when she says be patient, that's like what she means. Like outside the bedroom, be patient of getting her. You will get her in, but you gotta let her know. But you just can't go and grab her and pick up and take her in the bedroom no more, like when she was 20. But now you gotta kind of lead her and guide her there. And once you get in the bedroom, though, everything is kind of the same, except you just got to know that things for her, like her body parts, don't feel the same as they did before she had menopause. And a lot of women won't tell you that. Like my wife, me and her, and look, my wife is no different than your wife. It's just that over the years, I have explained to her about how important the marital embrace is, not just for her. It's way more important for her than it is for me, and most women don't know that. But we have gotten used to having conversations about the holy caress and stuff, and so it's a lot. I know you can't tell it today, right now, on this interview.
I think I did pretty good. I mean,
okay, let's get a vote, everybody. Let's take a poll. Let's take a poll.
The thing of it is, when you lose your female hormones, the things that used to arouse you don't arouse you anymore because the hormones are gone. So if I used to get really aroused by rubbing my elbow, don't touch my elbow. The hormones aren't there anymore.
Gotcha. Okay, I can understand that. So were you saying like your breasts are very sensitive and they hurt now, whereas before when you was 25 or 30, women enjoy when men caress their breasts. During menopause, it hurts. It feels like it hurts really
It
bad.
doesn't feel good. I
Okay.
mean, it just feels like, you're rubbing my finger, which I never got aroused with my finger. I mean,
But
it's all gone because the hormones are gone.
okay.
The arousal stuff, the stuff that used to get you going, ain't get you going.
And so this, like, I used to teach this in my program too. And I haven't brought it up in a while too. Is that women, like my wife, she taught me this. Women are, and she said this earlier in the interview. Women are always changing. They like how we tell like something always wrong with them. So that brings changes in like today. Like a woman, this is why they're miraculous. So like a man, most men, especially when we get married, we're married, right? And when we make love to our wife, okay, we learn naturally what she likes, right? I mean, sometimes she don't have to tell you, sometimes she do, but that's neither here nor there. As a man, we learn, and men are really creatures of habit. So what do?
The same thing.
We do the
over
same
and over.
thing every time.
Okay, rub here, rub
Right
there,
there.
rub the eye.
Oh, she's ready,
Boom.
right? Okay, so I learned a long time ago that that's not the way it works. So what you have to do is you have to be an explorer every single time. And it used to really frustrate me and make me upset. Okay, this worked last time. It don't work. It ain't working this time. Or this worked 2 weeks ago. It ain't working now. But the thing about it is, like she's saying, stuff they change. Even when they're on their menstrual cycle, they change all the time. Especially around their menstrual cycle, they change. And so you, as a man, have to be curious and explore your wife outside the bedroom and inside the bedroom, and especially when she's in menopause. Because now the stuff that used to work, let's be honest, I'm not trying to be vulgar, but like if you touch your wife's breast or you put your hand in her private parts or whatever, that worked. But in menopause, that does not work. You have to find other things that she likes that you do. I mean, that you do. And so that is in menopause is how it works, man. You can make great sex make love with God and your wife and you during this time of her time, just as well as before. But you just like we're talking about, just like if your job as a man, if your job changed, you would have to adapt to that. You just can't keep doing the same thing if that don't work anymore. What do you think, babe?
Yep.
So I want to bring up something real quick that Eric Slaughter, Eric said, as far as the hormonal therapy. Eric said, so everybody, it's called HRT, right?
Yes.
Hormonal replacement therapy.
Yes.
So basically what hormonal replacement therapy is, why don't you explain that, babe?
Oh, yeah. It helps replace the progesterone and estrogen that you lose while going through menopause so that it wards off menopausal symptoms such as hot flashes. That's what really helped me. And you may get some sex drive back, but a doctor explained to me that some women's sex drives increase, which I have not met that woman. I mean, I try to talk to women about it.
Mm-hmm.
Women don't like to talk about it, even when they're in it or past it.
She means talk about menopause.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hormone replacement therapy help ease menopausal symptoms such as hot flashes. Now, I don't know what it does for memory loss, but hot flashes are murder, man.
Well, see, Eric said, he says, Mary, my wife, let me see the comment better. He says, my wife may have a suggestion to help with the hormone therapy cost. Beautiful. That's another topic for another show. I like that. That's Marriage and Menopause Part 3, Take 3. I like that. What do you think about that?
Well, the help with hormone replacement therapy costs is interesting. I'm into it for sure. But when I started hormone replacement therapy last year before, I had started the menopausal process 5 years or
Mm-hmm.
it was so long that the doctor wasn't even sure that the hormone replacement therapy would work because I had been in menopause so long. But it did help with the menopausal symptoms of hot flashes. So I am excited to learn about hormone replacement therapy costs.
Okay, so this leads me to my next question because we're almost done for today. Um, what when menopause is over, what can women expect
That's a good
and
question.
husbands expect?
That's a good question. I'm waiting for that myself.
Well, you've talked to my mother, you've talked to other women. What do they say? I know I've talked to a couple women too.
Well, I mean, some claim, because I'm not there yet, some claim that the sex drive comes back more somewhat. They say that the hot flashes go away and the brain fog goes away. So all those things I'm excited to experience. I have not gotten there myself yet, so I'm still in the muck of it. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, those symptoms can last 14,
That was my next
20
question.
years. I mean, it can, I mean,
So,
it started for me 5, 6 years ago. So you might have another 7, 8, 10 years.
hey, I'm cool with it because and my dudes are cool with it too, right? Y'all cool with it too because we know how to handle it now.
How can you be
We,
cool
we
with
know
a crazy woman?
because we know how to handle it now. See, that's what you don't understand about men. See, we don't like that we ain't got no plans. See, we don't like that we don't like know what to do and how to solve the problem. But see, now we know what's up. We
Okay.
know how to do well, the guys in my program, they get taught this stuff all the time. But the guys listen to the podcast, they might not know. So we covered some of the things today that they can do. And now that they know, okay, that it's not me necessarily, but of course, guys, it might be you. But I'm trying to, let's just, we're not covering that today. We're saying,
it could
let's
be
just
you.
say let's just say you cool, everything's good with you, and and your wife, it just might be her, what she's going through, her symptoms, and if now you understand it, see, now you understand that it might not necessarily be you, and men, we like that. We don't like it being our fault.
Well, we can turn it into your fault real quick.
I know, but that's another show for another day. But right now, see, that's how we are. We like to have a plan. We like to know, okay, now you help them understand, okay, like all the things it could be, what menopause does, how important it is. And another thing too, guys, menopause can start up to 10 years early. So menopause comes around 50. So if your wife is 40, she could be experiencing that, which goes to my last question is, what are some of the first clues that a woman may be entering menopause? So how does her husband know? How does she know? So one of the first clue, not to say symptoms, not necessarily, but the first clue,
Your period changes. That's the first clue. Now I don't know how a husband would know.
Cause my dudes know. Hey, Holy Lover. Hey guys, y'all know Holy Lover gift. I forgot the gift, the number, but it's
It's number 543.
That's right. A Holy Lover understands his wife's menstrual cycle and when it is, and that's it. They'll tell you.
Yeah,
They'll tell you, babe. That is a Holy Lover gift. We get taught that stuff because you ain't a real man and you can't be a great lover if you don't know your wife's menstrual cycle. You don't know when it is, when it ends, what happens around that, and what causes the problems it causes and things like that. Boom. Jerry learned that a long time ago. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cycle get really the periods can get really, really heavy,
uh-huh.
and it's off track.
Okay.
So
So
that is a symptom.
So, fellas, let's put this down to the logical thing. So, one of the first things you know that your wife is entering menopause is her menstrual cycle changes very heavily. And a lot of guys, like I had a guy tell me yesterday, he said, "Yep, Jerry." He said, "I knew my wife when it started. I knew exactly when it ended. She was exactly 7 days or exactly 5 days. I forget which one he said." And that's the way I was with you. I knew when it was coming and I knew basically when it was ending. And so that's what most guys, if they, like I said, to be a great lover, you've got to understand that part. And so that's one of the great things. So fellas, if your wife is around 40 years old, and because a lot of times a woman will say, babe, I'm really flowing heavy. Because we, husbands and wives will talk that much about sex. They don't talk much about sex that much, but usually they will talk about that much. She'll say, well, I'm kind of flowing heavy, or you know what, I skipped my period. I might be pregnant, or what's going on. And so, fellas, that is your number one clue that your wife may be entering menopause. And so now you can know to start expecting the irritability, to start expecting the sex drive to be a little lower, and stuff like that.
Memory loss, all that fun stuff.
Good. All right. So, babe, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back, fellas. I hope y'all enjoyed the show so far. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but y'all some troopers. Y'all are some troopers, man. So I will be right back. If you're getting value from this podcast and would like more personal marriage help, visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an opportunity to work with me personally for free. Yes, within 30 days, learn how to become a better husband that attracts your wife back to you. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com and get a plan tailored specific to your marriage and situation. I've helped hundreds of men in their marriages. Allow me the chance to help you using my personal and gained experience. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for superior coaching for your marriage. Again, SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com. That's SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com to become the man God created you to be and the husband your wife needs. Lastly, I always get the question, why don't you help women? And I always answer them, I do. So, for all of you beloved wives out there that want to reignite that feeling of emotional closeness and complete love from your hubby, consider marriage coaching and visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an improved marriage within 30 days. All right. Thank you, fellas, for hanging in. And I know I got some ladies, too. Thank you, too, for hanging with us. And I hope that, that you guys learned something. And, I me, I can look crazy and everything. But, the seriousness is I really wanted you to learn because this is a big thing. This is a big, huge thing. And people don't talk about it. Women don't talk about it. So, of course, men ain't going to talk about it. But see, now, guess what? When your wife is having these problems, you can have a great discussion about it. You can enter the discussion. It's like being a brain surgeon, man. Talking to a brain surgeon, you can enter the conversation with the brain surgeon, man. See how cool that is? It is. So now your wife are you around some women, they start talking about menopause and stuff, you can jump right on the conversation and say, yeah.
They're not going to talk
I was listening to Catholic Radical a couple weeks ago, and this is the very discussion we was talking about. And then his wife would go, well, yeah, what were you talking about? And Jerry had his wife on there, and they was telling us dudes what's up. That's what happened. Man.
I'm always trying to start the menopause conversation, and everybody gets quiet.
That's right. Well, see, on Catholic Alpha Radical, we don't. That's how we roll. See, we roll because we trying to learn. So, all seriousness, thank you, gentlemen, for hanging out today.
And girls.
And girls too. Look, man, women get enough credit, man.
No, we don't.
Yeah, they do. No, women get enough credit. Let the brothers get some credit a little bit sometime. Can we just have something ourselves? We can't even have football to ourselves no more. We got women referees on the darn thing, women referees on the darn field and stuff.
A woman wants to do stuff like that. We have enough to do.
And then like a dude used to be, man, you go on, Sunday was our day. We could come, we could watch the NFL football. Now we can't watch a show without some woman on there with skinny legs hanging out loud, breast boobs hanging out loud stuff. And we can't concentrate on what they talking about.
The girls are fly.
And then so every show got some woman on there because dudes and every guy tell you, we act different when women are around.
Yes,
so
sir.
the guys on the NFL, all these NFL shows now like ESPN and CBS, NFL, NBC, AB, all them stuff. All the shows are weird. Like they're not the same like they used to be, And then not just that. And I know I'm going off y'all, but I hate this. Then like you got a woman on the field refereeing. Then you got a woman side reporter. We just can't have nothing to ourselves no more. Men, we just can't have nothing to ourselves.
But
nothing.
The thing of it is, you're still a man because nobody knows what a woman is.
Look, I'm just joking, y'all. But I like giving look. I give the dudes credit what credit's due. The brothers, man, in my program, the brothers listen to my podcast, man, they warriors, baby.
Yeah, they are.
They warriors, man. And so they trying to get it, they trying to hold it down and that by getting that knowledge.
They're tougher than they know.
That's right. So with that being said, we're going to end like we always do with a quote from Pope Benedict XVI, which states, society offers you comfort, but you weren't made for comfort. You were made for greatness. So go forth, Christian soldier. The spiritual fight is up on you. Fast, pray, and prepare for battle. Crazy.
Thank you for listening in today. If what you heard helped you in any way and you would like more personal attention, visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for superior marriage coaching. And remember to join the Catholic Alpha Radical Live podcast as a caller or listener every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. To join as a caller, dial area code 313-RADICAL. To join as a listener or view the live stream, visit the Catholic Alpha Radical Live Facebook page or visit CatholicAlpha.com for Catholic marriage help that actually works. Bam.